welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Today I'm in the S2000, taking a little road trip down to one of my good buddies, Kurt Miller, Dyno Tuned Performance. I think we're going to put the S2000 on his dyno today. You might ask, why are we putting the S2000 on somebody else's dyno? Good question. Ever since we moved shops, the dyno at the new shop, I didn't tell you guys, but the brake, sorry, it's bumpy. So there's two brake shoes on the dyno, right? One of them, the pin fell out of at the old shop. So when I calibrated the dyno the first time, the brakes were actually rubbing on the roller. When we moved the dyno to the new shop, I fixed the brakes. They're not rubbing anymore. And a few of the vehicles that I've tuned at the new shop, I've noticed that the numbers were slightly high. And I just wanted to get a new fresh base, simple kind of car like the S2000, it's all stock. Get a good baseline on his dyno. His is a DynoJet 248. And then recalibrate the dyno at the shop to match what his does. So, but I'll pick up the guys when I get to Kurt's. Traffic's kind of bad right now, so we're gonna pick up with you when we get over to Kurt's, and hopefully he's not too camera shy, because what you guys see here on the Hunter Tuned YouTube channel, I can give Kurt a lot of credit for. He kind of helped me get going and helped me with some tuning knowledge and stuff like that. He's just been a great friend overall, so I'd love for you guys to meet him.
3 in a row.
Yeah, because I usually do that with bike stuff where sometimes it'll make more pop, sometimes.
Yeah, it'll go up for a while when it's cold. You're gonna do a green, or you're gonna hit green to stop the run, and you'll see it's in like the graph mode. You have to hit green again to get back into the make it run screen. And if you have room to look, you'll see it says green button. There's a little green button right here, and when you hit the green, it goes back into this mode.
Yeah.
And then you gotta hit green to start recording. If you fuck it up, it's really good.
Alright guys, back at the shop yeah, had a great time down by Kurt today. It was a lot of fun. I got to check out his shop and his dyno setup and stuff like that. I didn't really film a whole lot. I want to kind of respect people's privacy, and he had some customer cars in there and stuff that I didn't really want to film a whole lot of. But anyways, I got a lot of good tips and tricks from Kurt of what he's been doing with his dyno. He actually has a couple things that I might invest in. He has 2 fans. I have 1 fan currently. So this is the 1 fan that I have, and Kurt has 2 of them. So he has 1 in the front of the car to cool the motor and 1 behind the car to alleviate the exhaust. So I might get another dyno fan just to have. And he also has these like cool little Amazon receiver things that plug into an outlet, and you can control the outlet on a button wirelessly, so he can turn on and off the fans while he's in the car. Another thing that he does that I really liked is he has a tablet that actually team views to the computer that the dyno is running on, so he can scroll through the dyno screens while he's in the car. I have always just kind of gotten in and out of the car, and I'm probably still going to continue doing that. I need the exercise, and I don't have Wi-Fi at the shop, so I can't really use TeamViewer. There might be like another screen mirroring thing that works like off Bluetooth or something possibly that I can look into, that I might get. And then he has just like a suction cup that goes onto the windshield of the car. So yeah, the best numbers we made on Kurt's dyno was 199 horsepower, which is pretty good for a little stock S2000. But I recently had an issue when we moved the dyno into the new shop. I didn't really talk about it a whole lot, but one of the pins that holds the brake shoes onto the roller, you can't really see it right now, but the brake shoes go onto the roller right here, and they push against the roller to stop it. I haven't had that hooked up pretty much ever since I got this dyno. I meant to hook up the air and the brakes and everything like that. I just never got around to it. Well, installing the dyno at the new shop, kind of got some stuff figured out. And one of the pins that holds the brake shoe away from the roller was missing. So one of the brake shoes was rubbing on the drum or the roller of the dyno for who knows how long. And I fixed it, and ever since I fixed the brake shoe, now I'm getting higher readings on the dyno because the dyno is spinning up easier without the resistance of that brake shoe rubbing against it. I've done a couple cars so far at the new shop, and I wanted to get a baseline down by Kurt. You know, reliable DynoJet 248. It doesn't really get any better than those, in my opinion. So I wanted to base it off of one of those. Plus, when I'm talking to Kurt, you know, we kind of bounce ideas off of each other when we're tuning cars, and we ask each other favors and stuff like that. Same thing with Matt Happel from Sloppy Mechanics. He also has a DynoJet 248, and for me, being like, hey, does this sound right for power and stuff like that, sometimes it might be a little bit off between dyno to dyno. And with my friends that I've been talking to with dynos, I want to be able to kind of compare to them, so I'm not really chasing my feet. And I did that initially when we set the dyno up at the old shop. But like I said, fixed all these little issues. Here we are. So I'm gonna strap the car down onto the dyno, and we're gonna see what it makes on mine comparatively. Another thing that we did off camera over the last few weeks is I have an air brake system now wired into the shop. It runs on a power supply here, 12 volt power supply. I have 2 air horn solenoids. One's a vent and one's a add to the dyno. So if we hook up shop air to this, I'll show you here. Okay, so now I have the air hose going into it. I have this little key fob. My buddy Nick that helped me paint the S2000, we kind of came up with this little contraption here. Just an Amazon little wireless receiver here, and then 2 air horn solenoids. So we just hooked all this up, and now I have a controller that I can use with me in the car if I need to stop the roller for some reason, or loading cars on and off the dyno. I used to always need second hand to get the car to stay, and then somebody would have to wheel chalk it while I held the brakes inside the car so the car wouldn't move off of the roller. But now we can lock the drum and release it. So that's pretty cool. There we go, now it stopped. I have to shut the release valve every time and I forget. So now that the release valve's open, I gotta shut it. Now it's shut. Now we can lock the drum back down. So anyways, that's really cool that I got this up and working. And then I just obviously have my keyboard inside the car to start and stop the run, to record it or whatever. But yeah, I wanted to do a baseline with the S2000 because I do have a turbo kit sitting over there that I'm going to be putting on, but I wanted a good, reliable car to get this calibration done with, because I knew it was a little bit off. All right guys, S2000's on the dyno, all strapped down. Let's do a baseline with my dyno, and then we'll play with the settings a little bit, see if we can get it a little bit more accurate now that brake isn't rubbing. Still sounds great. All right, so here's the numbers on mine. 212 horsepower. Weather station on, 136.66 foot-pounds of torque. And yeah. Let me sync this up. There we go. So we are a few percent higher on my dyno. Now this could be from the roller diameter being smaller on my dyno. This is only a 24-inch drum, where Kurt's, or the 248, is a 48-inch drum. Definitely has a lot more load to it. Comparable stuff, like usually when I tune cars, I have to do a gear higher than everybody else because of the roller size. So the car did make like 230 or something with the weather station off. I turned the weather station on, it lost like 20 horsepower. So yeah, maybe we'll fiddle with it a little bit, try to get it around that 200 horsepower mark that it made at Kurt's. But just cool to see the comparison and something to work off of, because we could sit and race dynos all day long. It seems like every dyno you go to is going to read slightly different, but at least we got a baseline on mine and we got a baseline on Kurt's to work off of. I was reading, a guy actually commented on my Facebook too, and he was like, oh, I got a DynoJet 248 or whatever. A stock S2000 on my dyno makes like 215. Mine just made 212 on mine, so I don't know. Some of them are heartbreakers, some of them make a little bit more. I don't know why. This is the same day, everything, all the conditions are fairly similar. All right guys, so we are changing the moment of inertia numbers on my dyno right now to accommodate for the 6% higher number on my dyno versus Kurt's. So the old moment of inertia number was 2050. Now it's 1927, that's 6% less. So we're gonna try this moment of inertia number and see what kind of horsepower we spit out. If it's around 200 right at the tire, I think we're pretty damn dialed and comparable to a 248 dyno jet. So we're gonna try it, see where it goes. Matt Happel is actually on I've been texting him a little bit and telling him about this, so let's see what it does now with the moment of inertia changed to that. The horsepower correction definitely affects stuff quite a bit, and sometimes I forget to turn it on. So the numbers are higher when I don't turn it on, or if it's winter and I leave it off, it defaults at like 70 degrees. So if it's winter, it's actually gonna be making less than what it is. But yeah, remember guys, the dyno's just a tool and the number is a number, but I wanna get it close. I wanna get it dialed. Well, I never thought I'd be happy to say that we lost power. 198. Pretty much right on the money. Fuck yeah. So the dyno's recalibrated now with the brake not being hung up, and yeah, now we have a baseline for the S2000. So that's pretty cool. It's bone stock with a test pipe and a NVIDIA full exhaust. No header, it's stock header. Just a test pipe and NVIDIA exhaust, stock airbox, everything like that. But yeah, I bet you it'd probably make 199 just like it did at Kurt's if I put the fan in front of it and did a couple cycles with it. It seemed like it made more the hotter the car got. So yeah, have a great night and a better tomorrow, guys. God bless. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you later.